Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Warframe. I'm your host with the most, as always, Francois878, and today I'm bringing you my TennoLive 2014 summary. Basically, I'm going to try and condense the 50-minute panel into a 10-minute, just main talking points, main reveals, just video, hopefully. And I'm going to get right into it. Basically, the panel starts, they do a little bit of schmoozing, and the first big announcement they make after showing the trailer is the Xbox One release date, which is going to be September 2nd. I think everybody kind of knew that it was going to be soon. It was either... I was actually kind of thinking it was actually going to be next year, because after the holiday season, because I just don't think the Xbox One is doing terribly well, and I was kind of hoping that they would have waited until maybe other people bought the system for the holidays, but I guess they're hoping that people buy the system in hopes of playing Warframe for the holidays. I don't know what they're going to do. Everyone was really excited about it at Digital Extremes at the panel. They're like, yeah, we're going to Xbox One. I'm like, that's the dead system, yay! I don't know. Maybe I'm just being, angry old man about it, but I just don't see it's doing very well at all. The next big reveal was the Corpus Ice Planet tile set. It was not revealed which planet is going to get this specific tile set, but it will be a Corpus planet. It's going to be a snowy, wintry, icy type of tile set, which I'm excited for. And there's going to be a new event to go along with these tile sets that will probably incorporate the final dual stat mod for ice damage and status chance, which everyone's really excited about. I'm more of a crit chance man myself, but, to each his own. And I definitely do use status chance when I need to. But along with that, they kind of segued into a new game mode to replace survival on planet surface missions. Because, like they said, and like everyone kind of agrees on, it doesn't really make any sense that, survival missions take place on a planet's surface. It's not like the Corpus or the Grenier can suck all the air out of an entire planet. That doesn't really make sense. I'm not sure if Warframes really even breathe oxygen. I thought they were just robots, but whatever. But it's most likely going to be some kind of retrieval type quest where you have to go and get something and bring it back, or where you have to stay near a certain objective in order to survive, which I'm excited for. And that being said, before everyone freaks out about, oh, they're getting rid of survival, they're just cutting it out. No, they're just Orkin Delirict survival. The T1, 2, 3, 4 keys. Those are all going to be the same. Basically, any mission that takes place on a ship will stay the same. It's strictly the planet surface missions that they're changing, which I'm alright with. The next thing they revealed was the underwater base Grenier tile set. That's going to be a new tile set for some of the for a Grenier planet. I'm not sure if they mentioned Earth, but I could be wrong. And that's just going to be like the Grenier's new tile set, and it looks pretty cool. It looks, very Rapture-esque, in my opinion. And I was like, yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm down with it. It does look really cool, and it's something different. And as well as, when they announced the underwater stuff, they also announced that they would be including swimming animations in that update. So we'll finally be able to swim. Yay! It's kind of weird that in none of the missions on any of the planets do we ever encounter any kind of water. I think that is kind of a little bit suspicious. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm overthinking it, but... after that, they revealed some of the new infested enemies, and they look really cool. They look more like... These guys look like, like creepy, but not anything that I'm like freaked out by, or like not scared by, but like these new infested are like horror game creepy. Like they are just, they look funny. They ooh, I just, these guys have like somewhat normal shapes, they're, some of them are bipedal, some of them are not, but they're all like relatively humanoid shapes. Like the ancients are super tall and have super long arms, but they're, on two legs and they have two arms and they have a head. They're roughly human shaped. Like these new ones look like crazy different, like just weird long necks and heads and long legs, and they look pretty cool, and I'm excited to fight them. As well as they also announced that the return of the J3 Golem was imminent with that update as well, so we can also look forward to that enemy returning, and I assume that he's probably gonna go back to Eris, where he was, and then they took him out, and then now they've put the infested back on Eris for some reason. They've given them the whole planet, but and they also slipped in. They segued to the Tile Regal rework. I I had to look up Tile Regal because I couldn't even remember who he was. It's been so long since I played him. He's a Corpus boss in the first couple of planets, and I mean he is a really boring boss now. But they revealed that he's going to have like big fist weapons and a sword and shield as well. So I'm excited about that. I might go back and play him once he gets released. But I mean right now he's just a boring Corpus officer. Nothing special or fancy about the fight. And then they went into this big discussion on Kubros, about how to order your Kubro mods to get it to do what you want to do instead of digging in the middle of a fight. But the main points on that Kubro discussion was that there is a Kubro release option, so you don't have to buy a billion status chambers for your Kubro anymore. That's coming in 14.5, as well as the color palette. You'll be able to pick whatever colors you want for your Kubro. Now, my concern is that are the people who use the Scrambler going to get a platinum refund? Because I'm sure that's something that they can track and be like, well, this person spent X platinum on the Scrambler, so we'll return that to them because what we did wasn't really a good idea, and it was kind of a little shitty, but who knows? I'm not holding my breath on that. I spent about 150 platinum trying to get that Kubro that I specifically liked, so we'll see. I'm not holding my breath, but and that being said, imprints and all that business is pretty much gonna die out too, which I'm totally okay with. People trying to get 600 platinum for an imprint is ridiculous, and I have no interest in that. So another thing coming with 14.5 is the new Tonfa weapons, and I like Tonfas. I think Tonfas are cool. They showed them, and they're very cool looking. They're more bladey than like nightsticky. Like a solid piece of wood. They're not really. They're just mostly a sword that you can use as a tonfa. My concern is that they are trying to push out all these new weapons instead of focusing on developing the weapons that they've already have, like another claw weapon or another sword and board or anything. Like I feel like they have a good amount of everything else. But I don't know, some weapons are a little bit lacking. There's only, one sword and board, one claw, and they're both relatively new weapons. But I don't know, maybe I'm being picky, but we'll see. Something else I don't think they said it was going to be for 14.5, but between 14.5 and 15 was going to be the new Turncoat Grenier / Corpus Companion, where you actually get a Corpus Urgrenier, turncoat to come help you on missions and stuff, like a Kubro or a Sentinel would. I'm excited about this. I'm kind of excited about this, and I'm not excited about it. Once the initial excitement wears off, when I start thinking about it, I kind of realize that it could potentially be just basic the AI they use from like the rescue missions, that same AI. And I realize that would be a bigger pain in the ass than what it's worth. It's like a cool idea, they just have to pull it off properly. So, we'll see. But the second to last thing they announced was Wormius, the side-scrolling shooter, very similar to Happy Zephyr in that it's not at all like Happy Zephyr, but it's kind of that, fun little, side game that you can play when you get bored with Warframe. I'm excited. I really like Happy Zephyr. I play it all the time when I'm bored with Warframe, or when I just don't feel like booting up a mission in Warframe. I'm just like, I'll just play some Happy Zephyr. Fuck it. And the final thing that they announced with a trailer was Archwing for Update 15. I know, they just finally got all the bugs fixed in 14, and they're already announcing 15. Basically, Archwing is a function that gives you wings. It allows you to go into space. This is not something that you'll have just in the middle of a mission. This is strictly, you leave, wherever you're currently at in the mission, and you go into outer space, and you kick ass, and you take names. And I think it's a really cool idea. I think it's a really cool concept. I'm excited about it. And just to emphasize something that kind of got people thinking and maybe like, maybe this isn't such a great idea, it will not be on solar rails. It will not be in the PvP. It is strictly going to be in the single-player game. I think it could be really cool. I think that, the Tenno are finally going to space, and that it's a really good idea that finally kind of incorporates some actual space fighting. It was either the Archwing or fighting with actual, your actual spaceships. But yep, that was pretty much wraps up the TennoLive summary. I'm excited about it. It's going to be another good year for Warframe. Lots of good updates, lots of good stuff. And I can't wait for it. But that being said, I'm not sure how many more Warframe videos there are going to be over the next at least over the next week or two, depending on when 14.3 hits and what 14.3 consists of. I'm not going to do another one. That's not true. I'm going to do a video on the tactical alerts. After that, I'm not going to do another Warframe video until 14.3. I'll have other videos. I'm going to try and get into a more consistent schedule again. I've taken the last couple of weeks, the last 4 weeks off. So, but I promise, schedule's going back to normal. We're going to get this stuff done. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate it. We will see you folks next time. Have a good day.